Good morning! Last time we built the first version of the BB-8 droid. We have made the sphere and the first prototype of the internal mechanism. But the problem is that the axle could move when it is in the air, but once I put the mechanism on the floor, it doesn't move. So today we will do what it takes to make this robot work.
Logic DIY. Think, build and share.
First, I have made some real wooden wheels, since the foam ones were one of my main problems. I recommend using plastic wheels, but without some of them I had to make my own out of wood, which is pretty time consuming. But it is quite simple though. It is just a matter of cutting, sanding again, and drilling a hole. The second mechanism is almost the same as the first one, except that the axle for the front wheel is way more narrow. And once I take it for a test, I can see that the axle spins way more faster in the air, but unfortunately it almost does not move on the ground. Well, I guess this time it is because my motor is not powerful enough. Let's beef it up. In the third version, I have used two 9-volt batteries, which provides me a voltage of 18 volts and a bigger DC motor. The concept is still the same, except that I had to rearrange the way that the batteries and the motors are mounted in order for them not to block any other part of the robot. I use rubber bands as my belts with my pulleys, but it is not the best option. It is not the best option because it cannot hold a lot of torque, but in my case it does the job just fine. Once I take the third version for a test, the axle spins crazy fast in the air. It goes really fast on the ground, but unfortunately it only moves a tiny bit when I push the ball. This means that it doesn't work. This is partly due to the fact that with the wooden wheels and the beefed up electronics, the mechanism is way heavier and my ball is not strong enough. I am not showing you the process of making the mechanism because it is exactly the same thing as the one I described in the first video. I will have to remake the whole frame out of a stronger material, which we will do right now. I have made the core of the wheel out of cardboard, and I have used some leftovers of my previous wheel. Next, once I try it out, I see that the robot is falling over. This is because the weight is on the top and not well positioned. This is why it tends to fall over where the weight is way more stable. I added an extra wheel because the weight is on the bottom, because the robot is way more stable when it is upside down. But once I try it out, it still doesn't work. I guess it is because not enough torque is transmitted by the motor. This is because the rubber band is not the right choice. Thus, I am going to 3D print some chains and sprockets. Once this is done, I can mount them instead of the pulley. And I have also found that 9V batteries provide voltage but not this much power. Thus I need to upgrade for bigger batteries, and my soldering iron just died. Now we need to connect the batteries in series. The best way to do this would be to use a battery holder, but these things are really expensive for what they really are. We could also build a battery holder, but it takes forever to make. Well, today I am going to show you how to make some quick connections between batteries. For this project, you will need any kind and number of batteries you want to connect, some duct tape, a box cutter, some hookup wire, a wire stripper, a wire cutter. First, let's cut 8 small strips of duct tape with the help of the box cutter. They will come handy later. Then we cut 3 pieces of short black wire, 1 piece of long black wire, and 1 piece of long red wire. Next, we need to strip each wire. I have found that you have better connection if you remove a lot of insulation. Bend the non-insulated part of the wire and place it so that it touches the battery, and with a small piece of duct tape, apply it with force on the battery so that there is a good and strong contact. Do this for each terminal of your batteries. If you do not want your connections to come loose, you might want to pack your batteries with some tape or any kind of string. And if you test your voltage with the help of a multimeter, you should read roughly 6 volts, since we have put in 6 AA batteries in series, which means that 6 times 1.5 should make 6 volts. If you read less than 6 volts, verify all your connection or rewire everything again. Since this video is already getting quite long, I will continue this project in part 3. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.